Hello, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. This is season 4. Thank you for being with us through all the previous seasons, and we're going to have more fun and inspirational stories for you to hear on season 4. My name is Yola Bastos. I'm one of the co-founders of Women Flix network community. We are focused on empowering and motivating women around the world to achieve their dreams. We mainly support them through coaching, business strategies, and workshops. Our aim is to build connections that will increase the power of women in collaboration and be able to create space for growth and expand our knowledge. Find more about Women Flix through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can find us always by Women Flix. I also want to say welcome to my guests on this new season. And I hope for my listeners to enjoy every episode and get in touch with each of my guests through the information that will be available on each podcast episode description. My guest for today's podcast is Katia Ravé. She is an international speaker, an author, a business coach who helps speakers, coaches, and service-based business owners start, grow, and build serious six-figure businesses. She built her own six-figure business in less than a year. Let's welcome Katia Ravé and listen her story, her journey, and feel inspired. Hello, Katia Ravé. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so glad to have you here with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so excited for our conversation today. But before I start to ask you anything related with business or your life, tell me, where are you talking from?
Right now, I am in North Carolina in the United States.
All right. So right now, so means that you move sometimes around?
I do. So because I'm a speaker, and I get usually before COVID, like on stages, real stages. Sometimes I just stay like a week or 2 weeks, in a place. So, for example, in February, I was the keynote speaker in Rome, Italy, for an entrepreneur series. So I stayed there actually 10 days. But today I am actually home, and home is North Carolina in the United States as of right now.
Fantastic. Please do let me know when you're coming to London. I'm in London, United Kingdom, so I will be amazed to go and see you on stage and speaking on stages here in London.
I definitely will. I was there 4 years ago, and now I have met so many unbelievable people like you, and being on their podcast. So I actually have a bunch of people to see in London. So I'm really excited to come now. I'm gonna look for spaces there.
Well, that's amazing, you see, because we end up making so many friends, even virtually. But then when we go to the countries, we just can get together and have fun or have a dinner or so. That's really good.
It is, and it's an opportunity. When you get to meet people like you or all these other people from England, and I did literally in the past 2 months. We know we are like-minded, and there's something about getting together with people like that that is really priceless, you know?
It's really, that's so true. Another thing, I'm in London, but I'm from Portugal. So if you ever goes to Portugal as well, let me know. So
you have, you have my heart. I am looking to, so I work very hard, right, as a business coach, but of course I have a goal, and the goal is a little cottage on the ocean, and it's actually in a little town. It is in Spain, but it's not very far from Porto, literally. It is called Muxia, and it's on the left Finisterre of Spain. So yeah, so yeah, I love Spain. I love Europe. I'm from Europe, so for me, I want to go back home.
Oh, fantastic. Because you sound like French, maybe? I don't know.
Sure, you have it. You have it. Look at you.
Great. I got it from the first time. Woohoo. That's awesome.
Yes. So let me ask you, are we going to do this podcast today in Portuguese, in French, or in English?
Would be funny if we can talk in Portuguese or French. I can't do French. I understand, but no. Je ne sais pas parler français.
C'est super.
We're gonna go on English.
Okay, all right. Let's keep the audience in English then.
Yes, let's do it. I'm so excited to get to know this because you got an amazing story. I'm like, wow. Tell me, Katia, how did you start your business? Or when did you start your business? Because this is something very, very...
So I like the business coaching really about 6-7 years ago, kind of before it became like fun and popular, and officially 7 years, unofficially 8.5, and I just love opening businesses. And one of the things then I don't think I realized is like I love dabbing into businesses and dabbing. And the problem is people were looking at me like, here she go doing something else. And we like when you are like a serial entrepreneur, people really have a tendency to put you down for it because they think then we haven't gotten our priorities straight, or we don't have what we want, or we don't understand. And for me, that's really it, is I love opening business. So one of the things is I actually I had a business. I had a spa about 10 years ago, then closed, and didn't do well, and I couldn't understand. You see, one of the thing, then sometimes as women we take businesses as personal failure. The business really didn't work, and I couldn't understand. I had the best employee, the best product, and yet we couldn't make the profit that we wanted.
Right. Okay.
So I closed the spa and decided I will never ever go back into business. And then I went back. I went back to school, because in America, right, it's not like in Europe. In Europe, you decide what you're going to be doing and you do it for the rest of your life, right? And especially from the generation that I was born. And then suddenly I'm in a country where I can go back to college and study anything I want. So I was like, well, this is a good opportunity. I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get my college degree, because here in America, people want certification, right? So to take you seriously. So I did. I went back to college and for photojournalism, because that was something I was passionate about since I'm a child, and I became very good at it. Not only that, is I actually got published in national magazines, and started to travel and to write and to take photo, and it was really, really good. But one of the things that I really, it got to be sobered down in some way, because I was working with these amazing artists, right? And they were so good at their trade. They were so good at what they were doing, which was photography, interior designing, cooking, and web design. And then I realized that in that school, nobody was teaching anything about business. They were just teaching the trade. And all these kids would be so good at their trade, yet they have no clue about how to run a business. So I decided, then I was like, well, I need to tell them how. But one of those moments was, how can I do that and not feel like an imposter when I had just fell at the spa? And that the spa, I realized, did come to me. I took it as a personal failure, not as the business which just fell. So I decided to take about, say, 6 to 8 months and with a coach, and to look at why did that business, when all of the other businesses before had really made good money and had succeeded, why this one didn't work out. And when I did that, I really was able to take on, okay, I missed one part. I missed this, I missed that. And then I felt like I was able to coach these artists that I was in school with to be able to have them run a successful business, because I was like, oh my gosh, now not only I'm going to learn from all of my success, but I'm going to learn also from my failure. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, I love businesses. And then I felt like so I right now I coach mainly coaches, consultants, and people in the service-based industry. So artists, people who are into massage, or photographers, or designers, or anybody who's in that service-based industry. And then I realized that their business kind of became my business for a year at a time. Usually I work, with people from 6 months to a year. So it really fed that, oh my gosh, I love to open business. And I feel like I make the world a better place. I help artists, I help coaches, consultants, and I love it.
I totally understand you. I feel the same way. And it's very true that you said at the beginning, the other people tend to put you down because, oh, there we go, she's coming again. But we are, I had a guest that she called herself serial entrepreneur. It was amazing. I love that. And it's so true, because we got, like, it's not everyone, but some of us, we just got that thing inside of us, and we are and we can handle, we can support, we can collaborate, and we are always on the go, and we love it. I love it. I totally understand you. And
that's right.
Yeah, and that makes us to be happy. Yeah.
I know, I love it now. I was like, I totally found my thing, and I mean, now it has become, this little business has become a big business. I have a book out. I'm on, so many international stages to tell entrepreneurs how to run the business. So it's been really, really good.
Yeah, and then you build your business, your six figure in less than a year. Oh my God.
Yes.
Katia,
yes.
Tell me.
Very much so. And not only that, it's I help my client to do the same. And I think sometimes it's hard. What I see a lot is, whether we're on Facebook ads or all that, is so many people are claiming all these things, but they haven't done it for themselves. For me, I have done it for myself. And I said, like, big and loud, it is hard. This is not easy. Now, it's not complicated. I feel like a lot of people out there want us to think that it's complicated. It's very simple, but it is hard work.
Yes. It is. There we go. Without hard work, no success. No.
That's right.
Nothing comes from the easy work. So we need to make sure our mindset is focused on that. We're not going to be enjoying sunbathing in the beach without hard work.
That's right.
Get there. So
that's right.
There's no way, and there is no way. For some people, they just think it's very easy, and that's why they can't understand how to do this. It's consistency, right?
Right, and it's funny. It's funny that you said that. I start my one of my speech by saying we've been lied to. Because we think, everybody out there saying, oh my gosh, entrepreneurship, you're going to have so much freedom. You'll be able to go to the beach whenever you want. You'll have all this time with the kids. You'll make a lot of money. And I'm like, it is so not true. It is not the reality. Now, if I want to go on the beach, and I work at the beach at times, but trust me, I work really hard to make that happen.
Yeah, we still need to work.
That's right.
And it's not just, okay, now she's living the life. But even if I'm living the life, I'm still working.
That's right.
Still doing what I love to do, and that's the magic. People need
Yep.
to understand, like, if you do what you love, you definitely will be successful, and you need to carry on. Don't give up. Don't give up.
That's right. That's right.
Really powerful. And you, on your description, what you said to me, you did created this business, the six-figure business, in less than a year. And so we end up talking about everything. Like, we just came to we went to the beach already to talk.
I know.
And we didn't, and I still don't know how you done it. Tell me.
So one of the things that I have realized is, and that came with really spending the time to see why the spa didn't work, right? And I didn't have all the fundamental in place. And I think that's one of the problems. Then I see most of people out there, entrepreneurs, why they struggle for 5 years and 6 years, and then they're like, I don't understand, right? It's the fundamental are so important. Whether we are, like in music and you're a pianist or you're a golfer or you want to do the Olympics, you still have to do your skills, right? You still have to do this practice of fundamentals. And for business, that means, who is your ideal client? That's the number one priority. We cannot be in service to everybody. When we are in service to everybody, we end up serving nobody. We really have to know who is our target client. The second thing that we need to have in place as fundamental is, what pain point do we fix? And for that, we have to really be in listening mode. Because if it's just about me, if I am just talking about me and listening to me, then I am not really in tune with what my client wants. When I'm not in tune with what they want, I'm not in tune with their pain. If I'm not in tune with their pain, I can't really communicate, then I have a solution to their problem. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, the third thing is, we have a tendency to forget that as small business owners, we are in sales. We are salespeople. At the end of the day, I'm a saleswoman, you're a saleswoman, and people are salesmen. And there is this I don't know how to say it, like this sleazy kind of way it goes with the word sales. But being in business is that we give something and in exchange we get paid. Now, years ago, in the time of the Renaissance, right? You maybe would have given me your chicken and I would have given me my tomatoes, right? But there was an exchange on both sides. I give you something and you give me something. So when we have a solution to a problem to our client, we give it to them, and in exchange, they give something, which is money. Why is it that when we are a small business, we want to help the world and not getting paid for it?
Wow. Yeah.
Right? And so, I actually, about 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I came up with a new bio for me, and then I tell people, I say, I speak English, I speak 3 languages, right? I speak French, English, and money. It sounds like we need to be proud to say then we are in business at the end of the day to make money. That's where we can serve and help people and give it to charity, but the charity that we want, and not just doing pro bono work. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally, Katia, totally. And I speak 4 languages: Portuguese, English, Spanish, and money. Love it.
Yeah. I speak Spanish as well. I lived in Spain for a while, so
I speak a little bit. I can have a conversation, but it will come some words in the wrong spelling or so.
Yeah, the same way.
But
money, money is an important subject in business, and that's the third component. And I believe that when you have those 3 components as fundamental, and you really try to add to that, staying in order. Meaning, if you are, I always say there is like 3 kind of business level, right? From the beginning, I said stage 1, the beginning to, not in years, right? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I am at stage 3 because I've been 5 years. If you're not making any money, we don't know where you are. So you're still at stage 1. I always say stage 1 is up until, we have at least 8 to 10 sales and we make a consistently about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And then there is stage 2, and then there is stage 3. So at each stage, there's some things that we do and we don't do. And when I see people at stage 1 who are spending so much money on business, on Facebook ads or Google ads, when they really haven't refined what is their pain point and who is their ideal client, then it gets in trouble because it's a lot of money that they're spending for not much return on investment.
So true. Yes, that's amazing, and it's very important because what you mentioned about the fundamentals that you use for your coaching is so powerful and it's so important. Very good tools and very good tips for anyone who is listening us today.
And then you move into how do you meet people, right? So when you get into stage 2, I always say then you grow into your fundamentals. Your fundamentals go into like, how do we use networking and how do we use speaking on stage to generate an infinite amount of leads and clients, and how do we put a signature talk together, and not just a beautiful talk, but a talk that's going to convert people. So there's so much to fundamentals. Then I always say when we have those down, we really can take off in no time.
Yes. So tell me, Katia, do you work with specific, how can I ask? Do you work with female and males or just one type of?
So I actually, at the beginning, I was working with both just to kind of see who I attracted. And I actually attract 90% of female and 10% of male. So, and this is pretty much my clientele now. 90% are female and I have about 10% male. And they're pretty, they really fall under, they're either any coaches, people who want to become business coaches or health coaches or money coaches, or people into the coaching spectrum. And consultants and service industry are definitely my ideal clients.
That's amazing. And individuals or big companies as well?
No, so I actually really focus on individuals, or sometimes they have staff, and I take them to $225,000. After that, when they make that much, they're really not my ideal anymore, because they're going to need a lot of help on staffing and how to run their staff, and that is not my sweet spot.
Oh, okay, that's interesting, because you go straight to the money. There we go again, the money, how much they earn in a year. So when you say, okay, I can work with you, that's a good way. I never thought about that, because sometimes you think, okay, maybe yes, I can do it, but it's important. That's good.
Yeah, and in a way, when you do that, a lot of people, they come on the call and they're like, oh, it's going to be a sales call, or it's going to be, but what they don't realize, it's as much an interview of like me. I'm interviewing them. And they don't know that. A lot of time they think they're interviewing me, but it goes both ways. Like, on Friday, I had a call with someone who was so excited to work with me. And I was like, there's no way I can, for me, I have a lot of ethics. I work with people who are very ethical, and you need to really have, to know your trade, right? I don't care that you know nothing in business, but if you know a little bit about your trade, then we can do it. So if you have, for example, experience into some businesses or corporation, and now you want to become a coach, I definitely can help you doing that. But if you say, I am going to become a massage therapist and I know nothing about massage, we're not a good match, because I know you're not going to be able to be successful no matter how good I am as a business coach. Does that make sense?
Yes, Katia, makes sense.
And so I said no, and there was not enough ethic on this person's hand, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I never had someone who just said, no, they don't
No.
want to work with me. And I was like, well, it goes both ways. I want to make sure that I always pride myself into my clients are very successful. And for me to be able to say that when I come on podcast or I'm on stage, I need to make sure then I really target the right client to work with me.
Yes, and you are able to really help them, support
Yes.
them on their achievement, because otherwise
Yes.
it's just making money, like
That's right.
say like that. But that's not your aim. That's
Nope.
that's really good. Oh wow! Thank you so much for this amazing podcast. And tell me, Katia, how people can connect with you and find more about your work.
All right, so you can follow me on social media. I give so much. Like I literally give a lot of advice on LinkedIn under Katia Ravé, on Instagram under Katia Ravé, on Facebook it's Ravé Strategy Studio, and or you can find me under Katia Ravé, and then I'll send you there.
Fantastic. I will add all the information about the links you already provide me. I will be placing on the description of your podcast when it comes live.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I realize is people right now, especially during COVID, they need leads, right? So I created this freebie. So if people go to 30leads.com, spelling it like THIRTY leads.com, there is like a huge calendar about how to find 30 leads in 30 days. It's a calendar. So people can totally download that totally for free. I created that for a couple of podcasts. So
it's really interesting. I will have that as well. That's amazing. And also I've got a promotion from your side that you send me. Is a waybeer.com form. Is a forum.
Yes, and I actually think we renamed it, and it's renamed, I think, the 30 days, 30 leads in 30 days.
All right, okay.
Yep.
We will update everything and will be posted on your link, on your description on your podcast.
Right. Thank you so much for having me.
Katia, I'm so glad that I get to know you and get to know your story, and I'm feeling more powerful now because I speak 4 languages in 3 instead of 3 as well.
Here you go, and people, we need to own that.
That's really good. And I will definitely keep in touch with you. And I will also download this freebie that you're giving to my listeners, and I will have a look.
And yes, and I will email it to you as well. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you so much once again, and I wish you all the best. And don't forget, get in touch when you're coming to London, because
I sure will. I can't wait. We'll have a glass of wine, and we'll speak Spanish or Portuguese or French.
Totally. I'm seeing we are having fun and talking different languages at the same time.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. God bless you. Hello. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining us on our podcast episode. We came to the end of this episode, but we will have another episode next week. So don't forget, follow us so you can catch the next one. You take care, and I speak with you next week. Bye.